realize it till after filming this documentary for a year. It was very therapeutic. I started thinking about my past and what I've been through and realized just how much it's affected my life and how I was holding on to so much trauma for so long.
Do you still feel that you're holding on to grief?
I do. I feel just within the past year, I've released a lot of it.
Talking about it.
From just really talking about it and facing that. But it's something I've never discussed publicly with anyone. And I think when people see this film, they're really going to see a different side to me than they've ever seen before. Because I honestly didn't even know who I was up until this year.
Paris Hilton is one of the biggest stars in the world. She's the heiress of the Hilton hotel fortune, a businesswoman, a DJ, a fashion designer, and a reality TV starlet. Paris came into fame in 2003 when she and her then best friend Nicole Richie starred in Fox's hit reality show, The Simple Life. Paris Hilton was instantly catapulted into worldwide superstardom. But even though Paris Hilton's life seemed like a dream, it wasn't always easy. In her new documentary, This is Paris, she reveals intimate stories and never-before details about her life. One of the things that Paris Hilton addresses in her new documentary is the abuse that she faced while attending Provo Canyon boarding school in Utah. It all started when Paris Hilton was a teenager living in New York City. Paris admits that she was out of control. She says, "It was easy to sneak out and go to clubs and parties. My parents were so strict that it made me want to rebel. They'd punish me by taking away my cell phone, taking away my credit card, but it didn't work. I would still go out on my own." The all-night partying and skipping school caused for Paris's parents to take action, and they decided to send Paris away to a series of boarding schools. The last boarding school that 17-year-old Paris ended up at was a therapeutic boarding school in Utah to help her get on a straight path. But what was supposed to be a healing experience quickly turned into a nightmare. Almost immediately after she arrived, Paris said, "I knew it was going to be worse than anywhere else." She said that she was being abused on a daily basis. Paris added, "It was supposed to be a school, but classes were not the focus at all. From the moment I woke up until I went to bed, it was all day screaming in my face, yelling at me, continuous torture." Paris Hilton alleges that while she was at the boarding school, she was beaten, forced to take pills, called names, and at one point, she was even strangled. Paris said it was just terrifying to be in a place every day where people who work there were sadistic and wanted to torture and hurt children. "I don't wish that on anyone." Paris went on to say that the pills that she was forced to take made her head feel foggy. That she said that she couldn't write to her parents about what was happening because all of the letters that she would send home would be monitored, and that sometimes kids were thrown into solitary confinement for breaking the school's strict rules. Paris says, "I didn't really get to speak to my family, maybe once every 3 or 2 months. We were cut off from the outside world, and when I tried to tell them once, I got in so much trouble I was scared to say it again. They would grab the phone or rip up letters that I wrote telling me, 'No one is going to believe you,' and the staff would tell the parents that the kids were lying, so my parents had no idea what was going on." Finally, when she turned 18 in 1999, Paris left the school and headed back to New York, but she was terrified to speak a word of her experience to anyone. She said, "I was so grateful to be out of there, I didn't even want to bring it up again. It was just something that I was ashamed of, and I didn't want to speak of it." The Times reported that the school has since changed ownership. However, the school has been sued by other survivors who also claimed that they were abused during their time there as well. Apparently, the new owners of the school declined to comment on the past practices of the school. 4 of Paris Hilton's former classmates also appear in her new documentary, and they make similar allegations against the boarding school. More information about the abuse will be revealed in Paris Hilton's new documentary, This is Paris, which will be released on September 14th on Paris Hilton's YouTube channel. She hopes that opening up about the trauma of her past will help her to move on past it and help anyone struggling through similar issues in the process. I'm really glad that Paris is being so open with her fans and speaking her truth. Will you be tuning in to This is Paris on September 14th? I know I will.